What up, Leaguers? Welcome to the Spectacular Spoiler League. I'm the Pandan Superman, the mayor of Hype City, HazyRome, and as always, I'm joined by the God of Night, the Prime Minister of Post-Production, DeepBoyce. And today we are talking about the prodigal son, Roy Harper, and his potential return to Arrow in Season 6. We all love Colton Haynes, people. We love Arsenal. We miss Arsenal. And Colton Haynes was out here tweeting on the Twitters, teasing people, a fan who wanted to ask him about when he would be returning to Arrow. She expressed love, and she expressed that we want to see him back soon. Colton Haynes tweeted back and said, Roy's coming back very soon, followed by a little emoji. I mean, him saying very soon has already had people saying, all right, this dude is coming back for Season 6. What is good? We ready for some Roy Harper to come back? Yeah. I mean, he's not going to be starring most likely, but what would you like to see from him, man?
What do I like to see? Well, I'll tell you what I don't want to see. I don't want them to do what they did in this episode called Unchained. It was episode 81. That was like in the 5th season, I think. 5th or 4th season. 4th season.
Probably 4th.
It was the 4th season. That was when because he had left to Hub City, and then he came back under, the team didn't know exactly what was going on with him, but he was being blackmailed by a character called the Calculator.
Yes, and Felicity's papa. Yeah.
Luckily, Team Arrow saved the day, and he reunited with Thea for a little bit, and then he had to leave again. So I don't really want I would like to see Roy more often than just again in a one-off episode.
Sure.
Because while that episode was not very memorable, that wasn't really when you think of Roy Harper and what you've liked about that character and the moments that were really dope about that character. That last kind of one-off episode that you saw him in isn't the first thing that comes to mind, or neither are the hallucinations or the kind of cameos he had later on in episodes where he wasn't physically there in terms of the Arrow universe. So I definitely don't want him to be kind of just thrown in there just for fan service and then thrown out again. Now, he doesn't have to necessarily be a regular member of Team Arrow, even though that would be kind of cool. It is kind of crowded at this point, and if you guys haven't checked out our One's Gotta Go on Team Arrow, where we kind of just cut the fat out of Team Arrow and pluck a few members out of there, you should definitely check it out. We'll probably link it here in one of the cards.
Definitely.
But I'd like for them to kind of give him the, I guess, recurring supporting character role where you see him every once in a while. He's back on the show to some capacity. He's left Hub City and he's back at Star City for whatever reason. Maybe he is working again with Team Arrow, but not actually doing the day-to-day operations like Wild Dog and Mr. Terrific and Black Canary. Maybe he is off on missions that Ollie sends him on to. Maybe there's something because Ollie needs to stay, be mayor. He needs to stay, be the head of Team Arrow, and he knows Roy. I mean, he trained him. Roy's one of the best members of Team Arrow ever. He was trained one-on-one by Oliver himself, and he's extremely capable.
And he was a bum ass with a bow before Oliver took him on. Let's be honest. He was not good. No, he stepped up.
He stepped up. He stepped up for sure. But, it'd be cool because initially I thought, well, what if Ollie decides to go covert and decides to, he needs someone to lead the team for him. But that doesn't seem like such a good idea for a couple of reasons. For starters, why would it suddenly be Roy when you got Diggle there?
That's true. Diggle's next in line for being in charge if anything's going down.
Absolutely.
We all know that.
And second, that brings back bad memories of that season when Oliver left to, I think it was Nandor Parbat, to fight Ra's al Ghul.
Season 3.
Season 3. And while the character Break, that was a great villain, we were always just interested in what was going on over on the East, over with Oliver. Fighting Ra's al Ghul, training to fight Ra's al Ghul. Whenever they would go back to Star City and the team was just kind of just depressed, and every time you'd see them, they talk about how they missed Ollie and how things weren't working out and then blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go back to that.
Okay.
So, like I said, semi-regular character. You have him come in. He's like a, Team Arrow becomes a bigger not an organization, but it expands the way it operates. It's not just a bunch of nobodies that are stumbling their way from altercation to altercation. Mr. Terrific got his stuff together. Wild Dog has his stuff together. Black Canary, she has her stuff together. Diggle has been having his stuff together. So they start to work as a more cohesive unit. And part of that is, every 5-6 episodes, it's like, oh, Roy Harper's back on this mission that I sent him all the way to investigate Hive in Eastern Europe. What's going on? Oh, Roy Harper got taken prisoner. We got to go save him. Or Roy Harper is back in, for to fight Richard Dragon in these 3 episodes or something like that. How about Team Arrow? Kind of not overexpose him, but definitely give this character his due. I think he's one of the fan favorites in my opinion.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna put something out there, okay? Yeah. Because I think everyone that's listening right now who's a Roy Harper fan, and to be honest with you, I think everyone is down for. I don't know any person who's down to have this dude come back. Yeah. But I think the one thing in the way of him coming back is the idea that he took the fall for the Arrow's identity, not Green Arrow, the Arrow. So you remember the reason why he was the way he was written out, I should say, was that he took the fall for Oliver Queen, being the Arrow. Sorry, and essentially he was outed as being the Arrow, and they faked his death. Yeah. So you might be saying, well, how could they bring him back? They're essentially his Roy Harper identity is shot. But I know a little friend by the name of Barry Allen in Central City. Now Barry Allen's a nice guy, people, but he cannot stop messing with the timeline. Okay. And Barry Allen did something really bad in his previous season, and that was he created create Flashpoint. Now, what if Flashpoint happened to change something else in the Arrowverse? Like, it changed Diggle's firstborn child, from a girl to a boy, from Sarah Diggle to John Diggle Jr. True. What if it also somewhat altered how Roy Harper got written out of Arrow? Uh-oh. So essentially, instead of, maybe them faking his death, maybe he was acquitted. Oh. And maybe the Roy Harper identity, maybe he decided to leave town because it got too hot. Like, I almost got caught, but I got out, and they didn't end up faking his death. Now, that would take some explaining. I agree. But it's the Arrowverse, baby, and anything's possible.
Absolutely.
Because that's the biggest inhibitor to me for him coming back, because he can't be Roy Harper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, like, he comes back to Star City, the people he knew are going to be like, yo, I know you. Like, you're Roy Harper. I don't care what your new name is. You're Roy Harper. Yeah. So, maybe they could go that route. True. Where he kind of, he laid low, got a little less hot. He was acquitted. Because Oliver Queen, remember, he was once accused of being the Arrow himself. Yeah. And, he was able to leave that behind and become freaking mayor. And dude's still running around as a vigilante. Yeah. So, I think that's entirely possible. Yeah. And I would love to see Roy Harper, especially in the capacity, Roy Harper in the capacity that you were talking about. That'd be awesome.
And let me piggyback off of that idea. Because one of the themes that they keep hinting at, or they're outright saying for this next season, is this idea that each member of Team Arrow is going to have an equal and opposite match. So Black Canary is going to have Black Siren. Who knows who's going to be there for the rest of the team? Maybe Roy Harper, in a Flashpoint type of incident, is one of those foes. Maybe he doesn't come back as a friend. Maybe he comes back as a foe to some capacity.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. And maybe we could finally give Thea something to do.
That's the first thing I was thinking. Unfortunately, it would be regarding involving her and being in a relationship with another guy. Yeah. Because that's every problem Thea has. Is like, I was in a relationship with this dude. Yeah, it went south, or it's not going well.
I miss when Thea was a drug addict. I miss when she was just passed out, drunk, or high every other episode. Oh, those were the days.
Those were the days where Thea Queen had something to do on that show, man. But that would be very cool, because what if the villains this season are gonna be, as you said, they're gonna be like each member of Team Arrow is essentially gonna have their foil, So we know it seems like Oliver's main competitor or main foe is gonna be Richard Dragon. For Black Canary, it's probably gonna be Black Siren. But, what if, like you say, for example, what if Thea comes back to be a main part of the team, especially in the wake of, her father dying on the island, or apparently dying, because, we don't know what's going to happen, but it seemed like he died.
Mm-hmm.
What if he is a Fulfer? What if he is a Fulfer? And maybe another theme for this season 6 is family. Maybe Roy receives some type of redemption.
Absolutely. Listen, we know Oliver is always keeping secrets, and it would not be difficult to believe that Roy Harper was working to some capacity without the rest of the team knowing. Maybe Oliver knew. Either he was in communication with him the whole time, or he just kind of knew, or maybe Roy was just doing his thing in Hub City. Because Hub City it's probably not that nice of a place either. It probably has its own issues to deal with. The only thing that I know about Hub City is that Tobias Church went to prison there. I think that's where he escaped, and then he decided to come to Star City. But besides the point, there's still, from a narrative standpoint, there's still a great, there's many different avenues to write Roy back into the Arrow universe. To have Roy having had done something, maybe he's part of some of the flashbacks or something. Maybe these flashbacks aren't that far back. Maybe the flashbacks are, again, just part of me. Just thinking about the capacity that Deathstroke would be used, it'd be real cool if there are either flashbacks or just a few episodes here and there where it's kind of Oliver outside of being mayor, outside of, the Olicity stuff, and even him being the head of Team Arrow. Maybe he's with Deathstroke on a mission. Maybe he's with Roy on a mission. Or maybe that's what they give Thea to do. Maybe it's Roy and Thea as two archers doing their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool too. A Roy Thea team up situation. That'd be pretty dope. Roy Arsenal is one identity that Roy Harper has taken up. He's also taken up the identity of Red Arrow. Yeah. So that's a possibility. I was gonna say something. I want to say something real quick about Vigilante. Vigilante out there, we still don't know his identity.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it kind of wouldn't make sense.
It kind of wouldn't, but it kind of.
It would be dope.
They could do whatever they want. It would be kind of dope if it was Roy Harper. It could be a situation. He's like, yo, in Hub City, I was sitting here reflecting, yo, Oliver, you screwing up the city, man. I'm going to come in here and do what needs to be done. Yeah. He seemed to come after Team Arrow, too, in a way. So you never know. You never know what's out there. I can guarantee this much. When Season 6 starts, there will be some type of vigilante speculation going on. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a video right here on the Spectacular Spoiler League about Vigilante's identity. True identity.
Yeah, we got to do that one soon. I'm down to do that.
To stay on the topic of Roy, though, if Roy were to come back, the thing is, it also has to do with Colton Haynes, right? Colton Haynes, let's not forget, people, he wasn't just written off of the show. Colton Haynes actually wanted to, according to him, explore other avenues for his career. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be on American Horror Story this season. I think this season's called Cult, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know if he's doing anything else. He may be working on some films. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at his Wikipedia page. It looks like he's working on a film coming in 2018. But the door is open for him to come in and be a recurring character if he'd like. And I think that if they found a smart way to write him in, I would be 100% down for that, man. But before we wrap up the video, are there any last thoughts from you, DeepBoyce?
Tommy. Bring back Tommy.
Tommy Merlin?
Bring him back.
Tommy Merlin?
Yes.
Yeah, we all wanted Tommy Merlin to come back. I felt like
that's the most wanted twist, I think, out of all the Arrowverse fans, or out of all the Arrow fans. We thought he was Prometheus, which would have been crazy, but what they did was still dope. You got to try and bring Tommy Merlin back. You got to keep it as tight-lipped as possible. Because he's not dead. I don't care if a building fell on him. Bring him back.
Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced Tommy Merlin is dead and we're never going to see him again. But you never know. You never know with these shows, man. But Tommy Merlin, I feel like every time we there's a villain who's masked, we're like, yo, is that Tommy Merlin? Everybody. The actor who plays Tommy Merlin, he's been on other shows, so he's had other obligations. But that would be, let's just bring back let's just bring back the glory days of Arrow. No offense to some of the new additions, but season 2, like season 5 was the closest they've ever gotten to the greatness of season 2. And I would love to see, some people from that time come back to kind of remind me.
So what you're saying is the Spectacular Spoiler League is going to do an Arrowverse seasons ranked video?
Oh, write it down, people. It's coming. Oh, that's a good. I didn't even think of it. We out here talking about Roy Harper. See, Roy Harper is just a good, positive thing. Because my man has opened up our intellectual capacity right now. We thinking on another plane, another level. Our brains are in another part back right now. You know what I'm saying? We on another level. But let us know what you guys think about the potential return of Roy Harper to Arrow in season 6 or even future seasons. Let us know if you agreed with anything we had to say about bringing him back. Let us know if you have any ideas of your own for bringing him back. But with that being said, DeepBoyce and I almost called you Deep Boy, Deep Boy George over here, Deep
Boy Harper.
Me and DeepBoyce are getting out of the hole of spoilers. Please support the Spectacular Spoiler League by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you could be up to date with the latest and greatest coming from the Spectacular Spoiler League. Hit us with a like to help this video get out here, and so other people can write bad comments on our videos, and we can have fun making fun of ourselves. But anyway, guys, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.